Hi everybody, I'm Seamus.
I'm Josh.
I'm Root Sky.
I'm Mumbles.
And I'm Chris.
And we are about to finish off Alan Wake.
You know...
Yeah, and you know, it's really interesting,
before,
you got into this game, it really, like, sort of has, it's symmetrical, right? It's like poetry, it rhymes, in the words of one George Lucas Esquire. You know, we started with humble beginnings, using a revolver and flashlight to fight off hordes of zombies, and that is how we end the game, using a revolver and flashlight to fight off hordes of zombies. It only adds to this effect.
Man.
Yeah, so after everything that happened in between it brings us back here to those humble beginnings. And we can think about everything that's changed since then, and all the different experiences we've had. Like
right,
that one time where we had a different shaped
flashlight. This is a really
flashlight.
special moment. Think of all we've been through. Remember that one time that one thing happened?
And all those guys tried to kill us?
You remember the big turret spotlight where they stood still for us so we could mow them down?
I found
Remember that time? Remember that time the one tough zombie attacked us? Remember that time Josh died like a million times trying to beat a simple combat?
And this is right after that fucking bridge where you die like several times by default.
Oh, do you guys remember coffee?
Coffee?
There isn't even any coffee here. Is that what this dark stuff is? Nah.
Yes, that's exactly what it's been all along.
It's just really old coffee.
Spilled puddles of awful coffee.
I noticed what Josh is doing. Yeah, I mean, in a lot of games you're like, oh, I failed, man. I need to really step up my game and try harder. In this game, when I failed, I would tend to do progressively worse because I was so sick of the combat that I would just try and hurry through it. And, of course, that makes you sloppier and it makes you more likely to die. And it's just sort of how this game enters this death spiral of unfun.
I gotta say myself, when I fail the combat, I generally like banged myself against it a few times, finally just got frustrated, took a deep breath, stepped away, and tried it again. And I'll confess, I didn't finish the game, and the reason was I got to one of those points, put the game down, and never came back.
Oh my god, for the love of... Look at this shit, it's like a clown car. It didn't even hide them from spawning. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Just keep running away. Don't... What?
Yeah, you think, oh, I'll just run through this. Look, the light's right there, but it's a trick.
Oh, for the love of... Oh, and now the grenade goes off.
Oh man, you guys.
Can't you just
so
run
instead of
through
recording
this
one episode, we're gonna record
I'm gonna try to
four.
run through this.
It's just gonna
First three is just gonna be this tunnel. It's gonna be a fast forward
like
of this tunnel
ahead,
for 3 episodes.
I got a knife. I'm jumping off a... Yeah, well, I got a flare gun. Oh no, oh no, I'll punch you.
Mumbles, what are you doing?
I'm narrating it.
Oh man, Mumbles, this is perfect. I'm gonna unveil this new audio show, you know, like an old-timey radio serial, and I really need like a narrator. Can you do it for me?
Sure, here I go. There's some... Oh, watch out for that light thing. Okay, now run. Oh no, there's more bad guys. That thing's got...
Gold?
He's got a...
Solid gold! Now do it in a 1920s radio announcer voice.
Wait, that's...
I can't. I can do a southern voice.
Look,
and
get the fuck out of here,
guys!
No!
You'll never walk in this town again! You're fired!
But gee golly,
Hey guys, Verizon.
You don't say, Josh. You don't say.
It's on the
I want there to be an achievement in this game for just staring at the ad for a minute straight.
Yeah, that was a...
There's an achievement you can only get if you purchase a Verizon wireless package.
And you get a 2-year plan.
In the end, Barry wasn't going to shoot.
No.
Barry wasn't gonna shoot Sarah. Of course not!
I don't think I'm ever gonna see him again. He said, "Oh, that was a boy voice." My bad, you guys.
And
I
she
think
looked at him
Barry
and she
should
was
have
like,
used that
"Oh
voice
yeah,
the whole
you
time."
blend."
So we're finally
What
moving
the
up
hell?
to the. What the? Okay. Hold on.
Yeah. What are you even doing?
Josh, if I'm ever given a
Oh, I
choice
can drive
between
through there.
getting in the passenger seat of a car that you're driving or propelling myself to the destination by strapping a rocket to my literal ass and lighting it with a match, I'm gonna pick that one. I'm gonna wear my crash helmet. I'm gonna coast along like Buzz Lightman.
You're gonna burn
Oh,
your butt.
here, the junkyard. The junkyard.
Yay!
I forgot about this.
Junkyards! Fuck.
This part,
Are there gonna be
this
bad
was,
guys?
yeah, this was pretty tedious for me. Oh yeah, there's bad guys. It's a big set piece battle where it's all walled in with cars, and you've got to, I forget, use a crane to get the thing out of the way so you can
I
proceed.
hate
It's
using
it's a
things.
combat. It's a combat gate.
A combat gate. Really, that's exactly what's gonna drive me forward. That's exactly what's filling me with enthusiasm here.
Take that
It's not
guy's
the
hat.
prospect of having all the mysteries revealed and all of the confrontations and little side plots resolved. It's the idea that I might get to fight some more zombies in the next room using my flashlight and revolver.
You know, that actually does bring up a good point, though, that we really still don't know where we're doing or what we're... I mean, we got all that information about Alan Wake, the character. What are we doing with the clicker?
Yeah, we don't know what his plan
found
is.
Yeah,
And we've not
Alan
even
though.
cleared his Alan. Oh, does he?
I don't know. He seemed to. He like knows what he knows to do something. But I
Right,
guess he
so we
does have a
found
specific
shotgun
idea.
ammo so we could get a hunting rifle. That's cool. That makes sense.
I suppose if he does know what he's doing, it's a little incongruous that he's not running his fucking mouth about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here at the end, the game designers finally... I mean, I don't mind not knowing what the overarching goal is if it's kind of mysterious and unsettling. But here, where the game's been hand-holding you the whole time, and you're not sure, like, is the game done with hand-holding, or did it tell me and I missed it? Or, you know, does the game even know? Is there actually a point, or is this a giant time-wasting thing?
You know someone in
Hey,
the
wait a
comments is
fucking
gonna be like,
minute.
there was a clue on page 54 about what Alan was gonna do. And like, that kind of shit.
Mumbles, I'll pay you
In that
$1,000
exact
if you can
voice.
find. I'll pay you $1,000 if you can find a reader of Seamus' site that actually has that voice and get them to say that.
They all do, in my brain. I mean...
In the theater of the mind.
Oh, I just ruined myself. I
Yeah,
ruined
that's gonna
it!
make things difficult. But you know
That's
what?
okay,
When
Mumble.
somebody does that nitpicky thing, I have the same thing where they're like, "Oh, your entire opinion of the game is completely wrong because you had this small fact."
You didn't read
You
this
over-
one thing. You don't know anything about video games.
Oh,
You
this
don't know
was
shit
explained in
about
the
video
this
games.
was explained in the Mass Effect's codex. Therefore,
Why does this
your
look like a
entire
demolition
rendering of Mass
derby?
Effect 2
Let me...
is wrong.
Can I take a moment to fix the situation? I think that all Seamus'
you really
readers sound like this. Oh, I'm a big tough guy. I'm an intellect, but I could also kick your ass. All the ladies love me.
Zane cut its heart
There, I
out.
fixed it.
Mumbles,
So,
was that you doing an
They're
impression of Seamus' readership, or is that you doing an impression of Homestar Runner doing an impression of Seamus' readership?
On the suit.
it sounded like
I got-
Homestar doing Strong Bad doing...
Yes!
Here's the thing. I am actually Homestar Runner. Like, I've just worked really, really hard not to sound like him, but I am him.
You don't. It seems
Which
something
explains why you
Homestar
get
Runner
so
would say.
excited when Seamus uses his Homestar Runner voice.
Well, yeah. Or his strong bad voice.
I have no such thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Called.
Oh man, this game again. Actually, I don't mind this game. The starting the engine game. It's short and it actually feels like the thing you're trying to do. And in a better game, I wouldn't. have
Inexplicably, it
complained about
shuts off the lights over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean,
What?
Just run everybody over with your car.
It's actually an interesting point, though. I mean, yes, it does somewhat simulate the idea of jump-starting a generator, but is that necessarily what you want to do? It's kind of like the whole fallacies and basis in like poetry, you know, right? Where the idea is if you structure your poem so that it simulates whatever's happening, like, you know, writing in short.
It would be cool if reversing worked. What the fuck?
Short clipped lines to simulate a horse galloping, for example. You know, a lot of people think that's a good idea, but it doesn't really contribute to the strength of the poem.
There's only like 2 poets who can pull that shit off, and then after one person
and one
does
of them is
it,
Dr.
then
Seuss.
Right. And then after that, you don't ever want to hear it again because you go, "Oh, I've seen that before." It's just a neat trick.
It's good so long as it enhances in a video game. It's good so long as it enhances immersion, but in that case, starting a generator is not really something I needed my immersion strengthened with. It's pretty clearly a gameplay construct.
The only time that I really liked it was in Heavy Rain, where they have you do really mundane shit, and you have to do like that kind of thing, the button, whatever it's called. What is it called? Fucking quick time events.
That was supposed to be my pistol.
Yeah, I did that too in the game. I'm saving this for later, and then you accidentally use it on one mook.
Really what those mini-games do is fake the concept of agency, and it gives you a feeling of control when you really don't. The point of the timer, the point of the little mini-game is that you can't just run up to it, flick a switch, and then the light comes on and kills them all. You have to, in the middle of the darkness, stand in front of it for a second. But it would be really boring
Heavy Rain,
if you just watched a bar fill.
In Heavy Rain, when you have these really mundane things to do, there's actually a purpose behind it, because later on in the game, if you fail at these really mundane things, then your kid hates you. And I'm not making that up. That's true. I'm not... And I think that's kind of neat. Like, if you can't do something that's really fucking simple, then you're a bad dad. Congratulations.
That's fair and simultaneously hilarious.
Yeah.
I can approve.
I can imagine imagine Silent Hill 2 if they took that chain pulling gameplay mechanic and put it in that game. I don't think anybody would have complained about it. They would have been like, "Oh, it's not great." Nobody would have been like, "Oh, that was the best thing ever." But it's one of those things that because you're already frustrated with the game, you're not immersed, you don't know why you're doing this, and you're just sick of the combat, and then you've got this stupid mini game in your way, and so you kind of unload on that thing. In a different game, I wouldn't have minded it at all.
When I told Barry my plan back in the well-lit room...
Although, you know what the example of like the little...
Tell Barry any plan.
Creating the...
I was operating on the
you know what the... Yeah, what the hell?
I had to fight my way to the lake through the...
But you know what the example...
You're like, hey, hold up the sheriff while I take her gun and then run away and not keep her gun, I guess.
And he has no plan.
Or any of the guns that I had.
That's good.
Anyway, the most instructive example of the whole giving you like little mundane tasks to simulate to give you the impression of agency, and you know I'm working off what Chris said here because I think he's 100% right. Is an indie game called Dinner Date, and the idea is that you're listening to this guy's narration about like his shitty social life, and you know like his niggling thoughts about this date and why it might not be a good idea, and his date is standing him up, and you don't actually do anything that affects the overall arc. You can't actually affect how the story goes, or like even the rate of the narration, or anything like that.
Sitting around here.
All you can do is like control his subconscious to do little things like look at something, or eat another bread roll, or like pour another sip of wine, smoke a cigarette, look out the window. Just like little bullshit stuff that doesn't do anything. And the idea is that by doing this stuff, you create sympathy between yourself and the protagonist, and sort of you feel like you are him and you have his choices without actually having any choice on the overall narrative.
I really like that. Like I really bashed your Esther for not having any substantial gameplay. But to actively think out what a game is and how you can deconstruct it like that, I think that's really smart. And I would pay $10 for that, even if it's not really like it's not like a combat game or whatever.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like a 20-minute game, maybe top.
Yeah.
And it's always a 20-minute
Shotguns
game.
are better than hunting rifles.
I think that's really interesting.
You know, I appreciate its effect. I maybe didn't appreciate paying like $5 real $1.
Oh my god,
it,
coffee!
but...
Where the fuck are we?
Yeah, but it's an
That's
idea.
a great question.
I would pay money for an idea. I like that. It's kind of like, it's more than an idea. It's almost like a theory of how games work and how players interact with games.
Does this work for you? Stanley Parable's another good example of like.
Oh god,
here's
Stanley
don't spoil that shit. I still need to play that. All my
I won't.
viewers are getting all of my grill.
I
Oh
played it
no,
for the
look!
first time last night. Yes, you should play it. It's not that you could play it through once very quickly, but it bears replay.
But make sure you play
Just
it through
try it.
every time. Like, go try and do every different way that you can play that game. Because
I
each
really
way
am.
is smart.
I am looking forward to the sequel/remake very much.
Oh my god, I got
Yeah.
chills. I got chills when I saw that.
That's
on
what made me
fire.
check out the original. I saw that ad for the sequel, and I'm like, I should check that out. That's really captured my interest. I'll throw a link in the post that goes with this this entry, so people can check that out. 'cause
spoiling
Stanley
stuff,
Parable
but I will
is
not
pretty
spoil
interesting.
Stanley Parable. Like, I will spoil everything on this god-given planet, but I fucking will not spoil Stanley Parable.
While we're talking about source mod, indie art house, non-combat mods, did you guys ever play Radiator? 1 or 2?
No.
So Radiator was a series of mod here. Let me look up a little more information so I sound a little smarter. While actually I'm just reading stuff off the internet.
What's on your secret?
You guys know. You guys know what it's like. Don't play. Don't play.
What? No.
And also, it must be, while you're looking that up, I must say, what the hell, where did Alan find this Old West town? This Old West
seriously.
ghost town. Maybe stuff like this exists in the Pacific Northwest. I've never heard of any such thing. It does seem sort of odd to throw it in here
okay, I can see
without
what
so
Berg's
much as a
saying.
comment of explanation or a lampshade or a, oh, by the way, this is a thing. You know.
Okay.
Oh, and this giant puzzle. Oh.
Oh, I
Radiators.
forgot about this.
What I'm actually seeing is that I did not know this, but they did make more. I thought like they made the first 2 and then they never got around to finishing the 3rd one, but there has been more apparently, according to the wiki page. The idea is that they're, sort of trying to tell little, mostly hidden stories about the person you're playing as. The first one was massive bullshit. You're stargazing. It's nothing. It's like it was a huge waste of time.
You guys like minecart rides, right? I got my Minecraft minecart track going here. Oh yeah.
Oh, this is actually cool. Oh no, does it not work? Is it gonna work?
No, it's working.
Is it moving?
We're going.
It's moving. It's a thing.
This is
You need more
what you could
redstone.
come up with as a way to get here, Alan, is to take this rickety old minecart track.
I would.
I want to grab Alan Wake and like force him down. What the fuck is he doing standing up in
You
this
want
thing?
to grab Alan Wake
You
and
need
force
to
him down.
rephrase that.
No, I stand by. I want to plant my hands firmly upon his shoulders and ease him gently to his knees, whispering gentle assurances to him.
Like, keep your head down, genius.